Excellence in Civil Construction. Project value from $5 to $10 million. WA Limestone and City of Wanneroo. Mindarie Breakwater Management Works. City of Wanneroo engaged WA Limestone Contracting to reconstruct the Mindarie breakwater and revetment structures and associated car park and civil infrastructure upgrades. The work scope included demolition and reuse of existing breakwater rock, placement of geotextile, limestone, core, filter and armour on the existing structures, installation of drainage, footpaths and fencing, and the expansion of the existing Clayton's Beach car park. Site constraints and accessibility pose the largest challenge, with the high-risk areas with limited access just metres away from infrastructure adjacent to the project. The adverse weather conditions and site proximity to urbanised areas were significant challenges for the delivery team. Despite these factors, the project was successfully completed on time, on budget and to a high standard, while protecting infrastructure from damaging weather and improving the public amenities. DM Civil. Jigalong Community Wastewater Pumping Station, Pressure Main and Wastewater Treatment Plant. DM Civil constructed a new wastewater treatment plant and pressure main and upgraded the pump and switchboard to an existing wastewater pumping station. This work at the Jigalong community was a continuation of the DM Civil story of working in remote communities since the 1970s, when the company's founders worked in the bush for months on end. The contract required strict compliance to the cultural practices of the local Matu people. Although a construct-only contract, DM Civil's project team was a driving force for the solutions implemented for numerous site challenges, including transport logistics on unsealed roads and site inundation due to record wet weather. The project team was exceptional in their management and delivery of a normally standard scope of works, made more challenging by the remoteness of the site. PCH Civil, Kathleen Valley Lithium Project, Civils. PCH's diverse scope of works for client Liontown Resources included earthworks and roadworks for a solar farm and wind farm, earthworks and concrete works for culvert crossings, a 10-kilometre bore field pipeline 63mm to 400mm, underground services, crushing paste plant earthworks and a lined water storage pond. PCH's ability to create value, provide strong leadership, communicate effectively and work collaboratively with the client was instrumental in identifying innovative concepts. The PCH team undertook a study of the virgin ground rock material at the Kathleen Valley project and determined that the material could be crushed and used as a base course for roads and pads across the site. This avoided the need to import quarried laterite, making a substantial saving for the client. The high level of PCH Civil's quality management, supervision and project management meant that little to no reworks were conducted on any of the scopes. Maritime Constructions, Carnarvon Dredging and Babbage Island Spit Stabilisation. Access to the Carnarvon Facine, which links the community to the coast, had become restricted following the effects of a cyclone in 2017. This project brought many challenges and called for a collaborative approach from the Department of Transport, consultant BMT and Maritime Constructions to re-establish a navigable connection to the ocean. Dredged material was pumped to an outfall point on the Babbage Island Spit and directed through a network of temporary earthen bunds before the return water was released into the ocean. This process maximised material dropout for reclamation onto the spit. Retention of the sand material was very high. The design called for a dune shape mimicking a natural dune, including out-of-phase undulations along the dune. Operators were provided varied target levels with relatively large tolerances so that the final surface appeared to have been shaped by nature. Tracc Civil, Watermark Stage 1. This land development project for Yolk Property Group required the construction of 54 residential lots, including the installation of sewer, water, drainage, power, gas, communications, and the construction of all internal roads. The site had been used to stockpile sand and clay excavated to construct the man-made Champion Lakes. The geotechnical report indicated the presence of acid sulfate in the soil and groundwater. Tracc removed all the topsoil and existing lake fill and stripped old topsoil and vegetation. Mined sand from underneath was then placed on top after burying the substandard material. Tracc worked with the client and superintendent to optimise the quality of sand mining to minimise the amount of substandard material that would need to be disposed off-site. This yielded economic and environmental benefits by reducing cost, pollution and import fill.